everybody, lead meteorologist John Choquette here for an earlier version of our daily hail forecast here at 10:30 this morning. We're leaving the office a little bit today for just a thing across for our staff. We're going to go see a baseball game, which shows the weather's going to be a little bit quiet for at least the first half of the day here. But we do have a chance for some hail a little bit later on, especially in Indiana and Illinois. There was a little bit of hail this morning even in Illinois. It was all small hail, however, all under about half inch size, so no maps for that, but there was at least enough to get a couple of you guys kind of excited. And make sure you have those notifications set up for when we do have severe hail happening. Go to your notification options, notification settings, select where you like to receive your notifications for, whether it's on your phone, email, or desktop computer, and the regions you want to be notified for. If you guys watch us more than once, you know this whole ordeal. Make sure you have that stuff set up for you guys so you don't miss anything. This is our forecast for today. Pretty an area across Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, parts of southern Wisconsin, even parts of Ohio. Everything's kind of shifted east a little bit from what we were seeing yesterday. You guys saw yesterday I was talking about how we had that chance that the whole risk was going to shift off to the east a little bit. So it gives St. Louis only a 2% chance of seeing any kind of storms today. If there are storms and they form very close to St. Louis, about 2% chance of that, and maybe up to some golf ball size hail possible. Anywhere here in the orange is possible. I think right now the models are kind of all over the place on what is going to happen. There's been some rain this morning, and there's some just differences of whether or not storms are actually going to happen. I'm pretty sure storms will happen. I think they'll be fairly isolated, and so that gives me a 5% chance for Chicago. Further north, my confidence is lower just because it's still raining there currently. I don't know if the atmosphere is going to recover in time. And then east central parts of Illinois, so near the Champaign area, I have 10%. That's your highest chance of seeing some storms. Again, just in that specific area, at least quarter-size hail. Into Indiana, possibly Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, all, again, the 5–10% chance of seeing some storms, and maybe even some storms into Michigan later on today as well. Anything after about after 4 p.m., it could be after even as early as 3 p.m. as some of the models are showing. So in this afternoon, after we get all back from our event later on, this is a look ahead for tomorrow. As Derek and I head out towards Nebraska, there should actually be some storms in Nebraska tomorrow afternoon. Looks like some storms are going to form in Wyoming later on in the afternoon and move across western and central sections of Nebraska with hail upwards of a tennis ball size possible. And there's an outside chance it could make it all the way over to Lincoln and Omaha, but I think that's not going to be so much the case on Thursday. I think Friday has that better chance of seeing some storms in the Omaha area, Lincoln, Nebraska area, northern Kansas, possibly as far east as Iowa. And right now, some of the models are showing that it's going to stay capped, have no storms. While others show that there's going to be storms, I'm kind of leaning more towards storms actually happening due to the fact that some of the models have a bias at about 60 hours out where they go, nah, nothing's going to happen, and then storms happen. There's even a chance we could see some storms possibly across the Denver area. Would not be surprised to get some upslope front range action, just the way the setup is. Be watching this carefully. Denver is a little hard to make predictions more than even just like the day of. So, but just from general climatology, just from what we notice, it looks like there could be that chance that Denver could really see their first storm of the year, possibly on Friday. And if not, there will be more chances going into the following week where it looks like we're going to have a big cutoff low coming in and parking itself over the Rocky Mountains, and that usually causes storms to happen in Colorado. So, let's see. I don't really have any comments in there today. I can't really show you guys the models that much today. We're doing this earlier than what the GFS usually comes out at. So, I'm just going to show you guys one of the short range models are showing what they're seeing for today. Jump out. Let's not look at myself there. All right. This is the most recent run. I haven't even looked at this one yet for the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh model, the one that comes out every hour. And this one's showing, you know, some storms, isolated storms in Wisconsin into Illinois. This one has it real close to St. Louis there. Again, that's around 4 o'clock. Storms form. Again, fairly isolated as they move through the area. And it looks like another batch of storms might try to fire up going into the evening as well. And so it's been kind of scattered for the whole day, and just, you know, the strongest ones could see up to some golf ball size hail. Just what keeps our percentages lower is the scattered nature of it and the it's kind of hard to really pinpoint exactly where things are going to happen. There hasn't been a lot of agreement on where those big storms will be. And this is our other high-resolution model that we tend to look at. And this one shows a lot of storms forming, again, around that same time. Ignore the fact that it comes out as a line. This model has a bias. It really enjoys making storms be only linear mode instead of supercells or multicells. So you take that with a grain of salt. Just whether or not storms form at all is what we're looking at here. Possibly as far west as west of Madison, Wisconsin, first forming, and then moving through and moving out through the remainder of the day. That's all we really have to show you guys for today's forecast. I can get all the way to tomorrow's forecast with this model and jump ahead here, and bam, you see some storms forming in the afternoon. They move through Nebraska. It's kind of surprising seeing storms all the way down to Texas, Oklahoma. We'll see if that actually pans out. And then beyond that, at the end here, you see storms trying to form in the Denver area going on to your Friday afternoon. So that's what we're looking at for today, tomorrow, and on Friday. Looking ahead at the weekend as well, it looks like there could be some storms, possibly on Mother's Day in Oklahoma. But right now, again, we haven't had the next big run from the American model to really pinpoint, to really try to gain some more confidence in that. So we'll have more details on that tomorrow's forecast, which will likely be taking place inside the truck as Derek and I are driving towards Omaha, Nebraska, and that should, if I can do it fast enough here, segue me pretty well into checking us out on Friday at the Scale It Lunch and Learn in Omaha, Nebraska. Derek and myself will be there. Derek will be talking, and I will be doing the forecast live from the event. We'll have a green screen and be doing pretty much exactly this, but I'll be in front of an audience. So if you guys are coming to that, you'll be able to ask me questions directly, and we'll be doing a forecast there. And conveniently, there is a risk for hail in the Nebraska area on Friday, and so that means just tomorrow we'll be traveling. So chances are the forecast will be done in the truck, so just kind of run with that. We're taking the camera that I'm using right there, so unfortunately Heather or Frank cannot do a video whilst we are driving to Nebraska. So come check us out for that from 11 a.m. to 4, and we may also storm chase on Friday, again, weather permitting. So that would be something we can live stream as well. Follow us on Facebook, especially for when we do videos like this where they are not at our regular scheduled times and we do live continuing coverage. Follow, hit see first, pops at the top of your news feed, and give us a call, email us, or visit our website for more information about Hail Trace. And if you want to get in touch with us about more weather questions that we may have answered here, or if you have a hail report, or just more inquiries about Hail Trace in general. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And we'll be out of the office for a little while today. We'll probably be back around 2 o'clock, unless storms fire earlier for some reason. And we'll have a video tomorrow, probably around noon somewhere. It'll be a little more informal, as we're going to be in the storm chasing truck heading up towards Omaha, Nebraska. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, everybody. Fingers crossed, maybe we can get a good storm, move to the Chicago area or something. We'll do live continuing coverage for that if that does happen later on today. And I'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m.-ish. We'll send out those push notifications for our daily hail forecast. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, everybody.